So we're going to start tonight with Nancy Kotkin. Nancy is owner, freelance editor, and workshop instructor for Brave New Words, a company that offers writing workshops and courses to children, teens, and adults. Nancy writes fiction, screenplay, and nonfiction. Her work is published in several anthologies and won first place at the 2010 and 2014 Philadelphia Writers' Conferences. She is launching Prose Morsels Press, a small press focused on story cycle novels and book-length collections of short fiction and personal essays. Nancy has taught at Temple University, Rosemont College, and various community colleges, and within the corporate sector. She is currently pursuing her MFA in creative writing and MA in publishing, both from Rosemont College. So please welcome Nancy Kotkin.
I stand on the line for toilet paper while Mama is on the bread line, with my youngest brother glued to her side. We can't leave Dominic home with Bobby. He babbles too much, too young to know the dangers. He is still too little to understand how walls can have ears and eyes. My oldest sister, Mirelle, waits on another line for a single head of cabbage. Andres, on yet another line, hopes for an onion, even after they've run out before his turn every day for the past 6 weeks. Christoph has his eye on a fresh carrot, though that line snakes down the sidewalk for 2 blocks. His chances are slim, but his mouth waters with the thought of victory anyway. Same with Andres. I'm thankful for whatever I get, if I get anything. The lines get longer every day, more and more shortages. They tell us more is on the way, but the next day there is still a sold out sign. Today I'm not so hungry anyway. Ever since school, a lump in my stomach has grown. It's now bigger than our head of cabbage. We head for home as I clutch 1 roll of toilet paper we are allotted for the 11 of us. We are onionless, no carrot either. I don't dare grumble on the way home, but as soon as we leave the market, Andres whines, "That cabbage won't taste good by itself." "Shh, we are always listening," Mama whispers as she hurries us along, as if we need a reminder. Men in uniform with rifles patrol the lines and pace on the street corners, eager to catch a misstep. Skulking men in rumpled dark suits lurk in doorways. Those red flags snap in the wind on every building, down every alley. Prague is covered with them, a smothering blanket of red. Then there are all the red scars at school. I swim against the current all day in a sea of red. No, I don't need Mama's reminder to hold my tongue. At home, my 2 youngest sisters run to the door before we can cross the threshold. Their faces fall when they see a lonely head of cabbage, even scrawnier than yesterday's. I help Mama and Bobby stretch the thin cabbage soup we will have for dinner again. Mama hesitates before she throws in our last shreds of parsley. As the soup simmers, Mama praises my latest drawing from school. She tacks it up to the wall, even though it looks like all my other drawings. I paint farmers and factory workers, all happy and industrious. This is what is allowed. Tomorrow I will sneak a fresh carrot into my drawing of farmers and give it to Christoph. Mama and I sit at the rickety dining table, thankful to finally be off our feet. She asks about my school day. I frown. I've thought all day about what I would say to her, yet I still have nothing prepared. Mama snaps on the radio and listens to a tune and tunes into a rousing polka before she asks, "What is it, Luca?" Mama cradles my chin in her hand and gently tilts my head up. Her brown eyes brimming with worry push the dread from my lips. Today at school, Petra got our young pioneer scarf. Joseph, too. Sadness smothers the light in Mama's eyes. She cloaks her face in a contorted smile, the mask of a dissenter. I wonder, not for the first time. They tell us at school that it is our duty to report on classmates, neighbors, friends, our own parents. My cheeks flame as the shameful truth spills from my lips. They all got their red scars. Everyone in my class got one. I twist my hands in my lap. Everyone but me. The worry wrinkles in Mama's forehead, the ones that never fully leave, deepen at my confession. What happened? They said we're gypsies with too many children. They said I'm not young pioneer material. I inhale deeply but can't keep the wetness from pooling in my traitorous eyes. Mama rips off a piece of tattered paper and rummages for something to write with while she yells loud enough to hear over the music, "We are good communists. It matters not that we are Romany blood." She locates half a chewed up pencil and unties the paisley scarf from her head. Shielding the paper with her scarf, she scribbles while she says, "I bet we can dance the polka as good as any other Czech." She jumps up from the table and grabs me. Mama and I hop and twirl around the dining room, bumping into chairs as we go, but she doesn't seem to notice the obstacles in our way. I'm sure I have several bruises by the time we circle the dining table for the fourth time. She swivels my hand as she lets go, sending me spinning into the living room towards the front door. I clench my fist around the paper scrap she left in my hand. "Go tell your brothers it's time to come in now." She shoos me outside, but it's too early to fetch my brothers. Dinner isn't even ready and Papa's not home yet. I close the door behind me and run around the back to our old garden, where Andres and Kristoff are digging in the empty dirt, hoping to find something left over from better times. I pretend to dig too, but not too close to my brothers. The less they know, the better off they are. With my hand half buried under the barren dirt, I unhinge my fingers. I'm surprised there are no Russian words. Mama wrote in the old language, the forbidden language, the language of secrets. Her message to me says, "My heart weeps for Petra and Joseph. You, Luca, are the lucky one." As I slip the note into my pocket, I think of all my friends going to the Young Pioneers meetings without me, and I don't feel lucky. Chapter 2, the tango. Mama says they have always been suspicious of us because we tango between two cultures, and they want to obliterate both. But ever since my oldest brother failed to show up for his induction into the Red Army, our every movement is monitored by a battalion of soldiers, the same soldiers they wanted Laszlo to join. They must never have met my brother. Laszlo is not a fighter. Mama has taken a part-time job in case Papa gets let go from the Java motorbike factory, where he has worked hard since before I was born. Every night her knitting needles fly back and forth so fast her hands are a blur. It's an anxious tango, even if each finger knows its steps by heart. Early in the morning, she goes out to deliver the newly produced scarf, hat, or mittens, leaving my older sister in charge. All Muriel does is cry over a framed photograph of Laszlo. She believes our brother is already dead. If Laszlo is dead, why would the KGB be so interested in the rest of my family? So that leaves me, the next oldest, to watch over Kristoff, Andres, my two younger sisters, and the baby Dominic. Bobby is supposed to be helping, but she has been infected by Muriel's dreadful worry. Bobby rarely leaves her room anymore. We are all prisoners here in our own house, prisoners of our own thoughts, all except Mama and Papa, who go to work every day, even when they are sick, so as not to arouse any further suspicion. I envy their freedom. I long to burst forth from these walls that are closing in on me. I want to breathe fresh air, see the sun. Please, Mama, I promise to be helpful and do whatever you say. Take me with you just once. No, Luca, I need you to stay here. Kristoff and Andres don't listen to Muriel the way they do to you. I need you to keep them out of trouble. The door snaps shut behind Mama's receding back. The sound echoes in my brain, bouncing off the cement blocks of my incarcerated thoughts. Back and forth they tango. I can't take it anymore. I bang on our bedroom door. Muriel, come out of there now! The door cracks open to reveal my sister's tear-stained face. I have to go with Mama today, I lie. You are in charge of the younger ones. Make sure you keep an eye on Kristoff and Andres especially. They cannot wander off, under any circumstances. Understand? Muriel looks at me with ghost eyes and a blank face. I have no business leaving the children in her tenuous hands. I shake her shoulders, trying to awaken her from her stupor. Muriel, snap out of it. Do you hear me? Yes, she stammers. Now we are both liars. Will you keep eyes on the children while I help Mama deliver her sewing? She nods and follows behind me into the living room, still sniffling. It's not really enough to relieve me of my guilt or my responsibilities, but I'm going to go mad if I don't get out of here. I dash out the door and head in the direction I've watched Mama take to work every day since Laszlo disappeared. I suppose if we had Laszlo's army pay, Mama wouldn't have to work. But I can't really blame Laszlo for not wanting to do to other people what those soldiers are doing to us. I rush after Mama, acting like I know where I'm going. Mama says it's the best way to deflect suspicion. I could catch up to her, but something in my gut yanked me back. I followed a safe distance as Mama makes her way into a needlecraft shop. I duck inside as she disappears down a flight of stairs at the back of the shop. Halfway down the stairs, I hear a heavy door clank shut. But when I get to the bottom, all I can see are 4 stone walls. Bitter disappointment rises up my throat and taunts my tongue. Where did Mama go? A grown woman can't just disappear. I search the whole basement until I see a fresh track of dirt that sweeps towards the wall behind the staircase. But there's no door. In frustration, I pound my fist against the stone. My breath catches in my chest as part of the wall creaks open. My skin crawls with fear. The wall only opens part way and I can't see whatever lays beyond it. But this must be the place that swallowed up Mama. I sidle through just before the wall starts to move again. I hear the clanking sound, the same noise I heard before as the door shuts behind me. But this time it feels like a jolt of current electrocuting my whole body. It's too dark to see Mama or anything else, but I hear footsteps in the distance. I take a few faltering steps with my hands out like a blind person. I feel like a blind person. Slowly my eyes adjust and I peer through the dimness at a maze of corridors. The footsteps grow faint. I don't know which way to go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I mutter under my breath. My mother says to pick this one. I stare at the hallway my finger points to, unable to move my feet. Now I am a frozen popsicle. What if it's the wrong way? What if it's a trap? My family does not need more trouble. But Mama is here somewhere. I repeat this mantra to myself as I creep forward. The footsteps have ceased completely. I wander around the cold, dark labyrinth. I might have stumbled into hell, but I don't remember dying. I hear voices up ahead and around the corner. I force myself not to run. I must be as silent as a head of cabbage in a pot of boiling water as I approach the occupied room. The door is open, but I dare not enter. I listen by the wall before the doorway. It's definitely Mama's voice, and oh, Laszlo answers her. They whisper in Romany, which our ancestors spoke so freely, but now we only use to hide things. Laszlo's deeper voice carries better. I hear snatches like the underground, stolen Red Army uniforms, stockpiling weapons, and then raid the warehouse and sabotage the depot. So we are not good communists. I'll never get that red scarf or go to the Young Pioneers meetings with Petra and Joseph. My family is not like my friends' families. But Laszlo is a fighter after all. And now I understand why my family tangos with the KGB, why the soldiers guard us like a hungry dog with a bloody weasel carcass, why we whisper in the language of secrets. My face reddens with shame.